You really should prepare for battle.
By the moon. To battle. I'm hungry enough to eat a plankton. Scepter. Agreed. I serve. On the hunt. The tide moves. Forward. You swim against the tide. I'm under attack! I surge. Agreed. First flies. Blood in the water. Time to feed! I'm not ready. And what army? I bring sand. Triple kill! Meet the Undertaker. I go. I pull you to the bottom. The tide. I'm under attack!
At last, the enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Now you're fishing. You smell worse than Kunkka! To battle. Monster kill. You're dead. Double kill. Take a triple kill! Take a bath, Axe! You smell worse than Kunkka! A slice of the axe! Taste my blade! I hang a coral wreath on your grave. Double kill. You feed the crab.
You again.
I go. I'm under attack! And what you are?
Watch your step!
On the hunt.
Keep catching!
You feel the wrath.
You really should prepare for battle.
Ладно, смотрим дальше.
Con el wombo combo perfecto.
¡Hasta luego! ¡Hasta luego!
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
As we do have our lane set up, so yes, what? Weaver Undying down bot, Earth Spirit,
It's Timber mid.
and the Bat Rider down the end. Yeah, right, Timber mid against this Ember Spirit.
Смотрим дальше.
This is nice. This is honestly like Malorine's best hero, Timbersaw. Very hype. The Bat Rider as well. This does make me feel a little bit worse about this bot lane. Honestly, just because whilst at least Timbersaw hits kind of like a momentum where he gets the armor and Weaver doesn't really do that much damage to him. Bat Rider is just constantly a threat. Like we already see this Undying just running at him, clicking him, forcing him away from the wave. Earth Spirit bought boots so he could go cut because they understand that this lane is really, really difficult. And Weaver is just, especially with levels, going to have a lot of kill threat on Bat Rider. He doesn't really have the move speed to get away or the no stun.
Next, Weaver's one of those heroes that we kind of considered in the old days anyway as a counter to that offlane Bat Rider, just Shikuchi away from all the stickies. So maybe Immersion's going to be the one that's going to be in harm's way as we once again see the additional lane in Dota made up here. Nice little drag across from both teams to meet the creep waves in the forest. Already a bit of aggression there towards the Bat. Koma just stating, this is my lane. And Immersion going to drag the next... yeah, they're just moving all around the place. Hellscream's going to move that Radiant Wave a little bit deeper.
Yeah, this is not a lane where you can lane. Bat is really weak as a side laner. You have very little damage, in terms of your right clicks. So last hit's quite hard. You do not want to be contesting your last hits versus a support and carry. It's so hard. And Earth Spirit is just not that strong either. He could sometimes go stats and try and trade with a support, but you're playing into Undying. It's just not viable.
Yeah, does this leave us in the same situation where Earth Spirit's going to kind of leave level 2, level 3 to play into mid? Because I feel like he's the one that's going to want to control the runes for the Timber as well.
It definitely depends on how bot's going and the lane equilibrium. If they can get the creeps to sit outside of the tower for Bat, then he can take a quick vacation, go to mid.
That's going to be like, please stay with me.
Yeah, I would never willingly want Bat Rider.
That's a big stick for Immersion. Bat Rider unable to finish the job. Yeah, both of these wands filling up quickly, right? You've got Sticky versus Decay. Both teams are just popping full wands, but Hellscream
Has that ever
chased down
been
by the
cause for
Weaver. Koma
celebration?
not opting to try and go for it. Allows him to salve back up under tower, and we can take a quick look into some of these other lanes. I know I've been peeking top, and it's been a similar story here with pulls and D-wards and camps being blocked. Looks like the Dark Willow trading with the Ench. Wants the Fairy Fire, but is going to lose that fight. Pasha will come in to trade at least. Courier survives as well. So 1 for 1, but first blood going to so bad.
Much better for Ench, but I don't think you're unhappy if you're an offlaner getting a solo kill like that. We've seen in the past. And he's meant to be able to contest CS because of that. But it feels like this Ench is doing a really good job of the lane, because Lifesteal right, Rain and Happy, 19 CS, 7 denies. Meanwhile, Primalbeast down at 11-5.
Yeah, Lifesteal having a grand old time. And another little D-ward battle going on. This large camp, very important for both teams. It looks like Enchantress also winning that little skirmish. And we can have a little think about this mid lane. Timbersaw 28 and 10, doing very well for himself.
I'd hope so. I'd hope so. It's his hero.
And in the mid lane against another melee. We will see Earth Spirit rotating pretty early on. Hit level 2, rolls into mid, a slight dodge from Depressed Kid. Don't know if that was
nice.
intended. I guess he knew, he saw it coming.
Yeah, when that Earth Spirit went mid, I wasn't sure whether he'd go for the 4-minute runes. Like I said, it depended a lot on equilibrium. The lane was quite near their tower, so that was completely fine for him to leave the lane. Nice move.
Don't run off.
He's in a little bit of danger right now. Actually, no, there's no tombstone yet on the Undying. I think he's okay.
Immersion just getting some pulls off, while again this Enchantress dragging 2 heroes to escape from the Willow in mid lane.
Behind the tower, bro.
Yeah, Ember Spirit needs to pop that level 2 Flame Guard just to try and survive a little bit. He's throwing the high 5 out there, like, come on then. You want to come to lane? Your flag bearer creep.
All the supports are running to mid right now. Wild team! Look what he's doing! How is this allowed? This is illegal!
Where's my Undying? Where's your Soul Rip? We've even got Earth Spirit in behind. Kills off the courier. I don't have much mana on this Timbersaw though, so unable to really do too much. The pressure back Immersion or the Breast Kid. They're bringing another support in though. And if he uses Flame Guard, so bad here. He's gonna enchant the flag bearer creep.
Just to get that extra 1 hit from the cart onto the tower, yeah.
That's pretty bad though, isn't it? Giving extra gold.
No.
Okay.
I don't think this will have long-lasting effects on the game.
Okay. a little bit of bonus money there. Well, everyone in mid. Where's the rune? Is it hiding under the willow? Dream just sitting on top of it. Means no refill for Depressed Kid though. And Batrider's starting to stack up some creep waves down bottom, double wave. And with his Firefly will clear through that. So completely dodging the lane like you were saying earlier on, just not wanting to face the Weaver. Going and doing other stuff in behind.
Playing against him for a little while, but as the levels go up and he's at 5, he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna find out now.
Well, Immersion trying to tank things up in the mid lane. Does get brought down by Malorine, but the trade is there. pparni brought, again, another support, the additional firepower they needed, while the Depressed Kid pops his stick and the Fairy Fire. But this Chakram and Whirling Death, the damage from the Timbersaw, it is substantial and so bad. He's the one to take him down in the end. And Malorine just keeps on going. He's not going to stop. Another Chakram, but Dream, the Soul Rip heals him back up. A Courier sniped on his way over as well, and it's 3v3 mid, turning into a bit of a bloodbath.
It's very funny, because when I've heard pros talking about mid Timbersaw, the idea is, this hero's really nice, because not only can he pressure the enemy mid by himself, but he can also pressure the tower by himself. Like, he doesn't require supports to have huge impact on mid lane. But here we see it doesn't matter. The fact that he is doing so well in the mid lane means that every support is just coming mid to duel and fight and brawl, and it's honestly, I think it's definitely favoring nemigna, because this Batrider is a weak side laner, and this has completely alleviated all the pressure from him. He's free farming. You have a Lifestealer who cannot die to the Primal Beast. There's no stuns, there's no silence, there's nothing to kind of control him so that Primal can do that damage. I think pparni should be very unhappy with the state of the game right now, and they're not getting the kills mid that they need to bring it back. The mid is 2 levels behind.
Yeah, and he might be dying again. I do come in with a Willow and the tombstone drop by Immersion, but contending with this Timbersaw still a challenge, even with the Pulverize and the Trample. The silence is there from the Earth Spirit. Malorine still alive. Pasha uproars. They're trying to get a bit more damage in here from Heaven's Dark Willow, but Malorine still does drop. And everyone except the Weaver brought into this mid lane, so pparni finally responding with the firepower they needed.
In fact, they appear radiant.
I think this was a good move. Definitely the right one to bring Pasha there, and he's quickly swings back to top to try and get back to laning. the only thing that feels bad is just because it's a mid timber soul, you get the most impact from not skilling timber chain because you're not playing like upper long lane. It's a very short lane, and there's no. That's life.
And it looks like pparni want to try and snowball this into something else. They've actually swung down bottom, aiming for the Bat Rider. He's got his Tranquils, level 6,
Dyer's
halfway to his
middle
blink
tower is
here.
under attack.
So he's being very, very tentative with his
feel like
movements.
a
He
broken
knows that
record.
he's not particularly safe, so just going to try clear out the large camp and slip away.
Fine. He's
Dyer's top
as well.
tower
He's been
is
just
being
farming the
attacked
hard
like
camp and not really
nobody's
putting himself
business.
in the way of danger. Like anytime I think at this point in the game as well, you have to be considerate of diving the tier 2s, or not diving tier 2s, sorry, cutting waves behind tower, because any TP from like Ember Spirit, for example, could just easily kill him. Like Weaver can connect so fast with Shikuchi. You just have to be very aware, and I think he's playing the game really nicely and being super aware of where people are on the map.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot. How's Lifestealer doing? What's he up to?
He's
Is it
farming.
Armlet ready?
Oh, I hope he got Midas. I hope he got Midas. Let's check the courier. No, it's an armlet. That's coward behavior, my friend.
Why is that cowardly?
If this was V-Tune, if this was Ramses, there would be a Midas. And they would be farmed.
Dyer's top tower
I
is
don't
under
think
attack.
you need to rush. I think you should be quite happy with how your game's going. Get an armlet and get super involved early on.
Okay. Yeah, just chill a bit.
Searing heat.
Accelerate your farm as Mallory. They've gone on him a couple of times and have chased him back into this ancient camp. Still unable to kill him. Feels like that's the pressure they need. You're making sure the Timbersaw is not sitting in front of your towers. Like this is timed around the catapult waves while so bad trampled down by Pasha. That's the final beast on a killing spree now. This is pretty important because I really felt that nemigna 10-15 minutes in, they would be on these catapult waves pushing towers. But they've actually
It would
been
appear
held back quite
Radiant's
nicely.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, thinking as well that Ember would be much further behind that. Honestly, the rotations from the supports and Pasha have... He's not far behind Timber. He's only 500. I think Timber's really struggling. He's not that tanky.
Yeah, I mean, he's being burst. He does get himself back into the trees. Depressed Kid very deep, but has the remnant to get back safely to it, and Heaven dies. Lifestealer getting involved with his armlet ready, so he's available to munch onto this Undying and find a double kill, and straight onto the tier 1. Even with the Carty here, they've got plenty of little skellies with the rally.
Dyer's top tower
No
is
glyph
under
for the
attack.
Raging either. Pparni. They don't want to give this up without a fight though. Tower down with Mallory in trouble. Oh, the Infest saved him up. The Timbersaw's fine, so he can turn and fight now. Back into Pasha. Hell Scream trying to start up and control the Ember Spirit. Depressed Kid, he's got a remnant. And again, out of the grasps of nemigna.
You know, Gary?
What's up?
I said he didn't need to do it, but by God, he's making the most of it. This armlet coming mid, that nice TP, getting involved, getting the tower for your team, saving your mid. Honestly, he's probably made the most impact of having design build that he could have already, and I really appreciate those moves.
Do you think he needs to do more, or is that enough? It's like, okay, he's done enough with the armlet and he can go back to farming now, or do you want them to keep that momentum going?
They're not crying for objectives that much right now. They could look towards the bot tower, but I think they need like ways to take it right now. They can either bring Lifestealer down there and take the tower him, or they could send Malrine down there and just try and take it. Like they could just go as a 4-man unit. Like I think this game, what we'll see a lot of is just everyone Lifestealer fighting together in an area of the map, or like trying to play in one area of the map together as the game progresses. Like we move out of laning, and he'll just get involved when he feels like a big fight's gonna happen. Like if a big team fight's gonna happen, he'll be like, okay, I'm here.
I'll TP, I'll join.
Yeah, because you still need items. You need Deso, you need Basher. These are like, your core items this game.
And you know you're up against a Midas Weaver right now. And
Dyer's
Coma is
bottom
going to
tower
start
is
building up
under
these big
attack.
items very quickly. He's already got Manta. It looks like Shard queued up as well.
Oh,
What are those Blitz Knuckles for?
Knuckles.
Gotcha.
Or does he want Orchid? Does he want MKB?
Wait, who has the Blitz Knuckles?
The Weaver has Blitz Knuckles queued up. He's
queued up.
yeah. So he wants Maelstrom, Manta, Shard, and then there's Blitz Knuckles in there as well.
Orchid? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Maybe.
Shadowblade.
I mean, that makes the most sense, right? Because you're playing against a lifestealer. He doesn't naturally buy BKB. Put him in an awkward position by having that. See how Weaver has him like this?
Yeah, I see it.
Back over here. Yeah.
I see it. I see
Strange
Pasha
to say,
surrounded by
Radiant's
3
middle
heroes from
tower is
Nemiga.
under attack.
A Batrider deciding to get involved with his Blink Dagger, gets over the top of him, and they're going to go for top tower, it looks like, because of the long wraparound from Timber and the Earth Spirit. Trying to come into that
I
ancient
don't
camp,
mean
but
to
they're all
be
scouted by this Radiant
alarmist,
Vision.
But
They will get
Dire's
dewarded.
bottom tower is under
They
attack.
are completely ignoring this Weaver, and I don't quite understand why. Maybe they feel like he's not a
Radiant's top
problem.
tower is under attack.
Well, they can't actually kill
Not in
him.
a good way.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
by bringing
it
top,
seems that
it's nice
Radiant's
because you're
top
kind of
tower
letting lifestealers to farm while getting him involved.
Quick little find on the Willow there. Already took down the tier 1.
Just farming and taking the top. The most impactful thing you're doing for yourself is making Roshan more accessible. They've taken mid and top now, so there's just a lot less TP points for pparni, where when they feel comfortable to take Rosh, if
Dire's
they
middle
take
tower
fight
is
in
under
anywhere
attack.
around this area, it's
I
just
feel
easy.
like a
It's
broken
much
record.
harder for pparni to buy back and get back involved and keep fighting than it is for Nemigna right now.
Oh, the lasso. Batrider helped out by Hellscream. A little bit of overlap with their stuns and silences, and that allows the Ember Spirit to get away. That could have been a huge kill. And Malorine, unfortunately, not getting the Timber Chain forward. Well, looks like down the bottom they're going on so bad. Enchantress does dip behind the tier 1. And Hellscream's rotation and a missed roll, unfortunately, not landing. Heaven doesn't have Shadow Realm for 5 seconds, so this should be an easy one for Lifestealer to close the gap in. They're gonna try and magnetize her up as well to make it a quicker kill, but she will get the Shadow Realm and a Bedlam out, and oh, yeah, does lose her life. I thought for a second there that Coma had died, but it's just his career. The Weaver's getting away from the Batrider.
Dire's top tower is under
They'll trade
attack.
2-1 towers now. I wonder, Weaver going Midas has really slowed down their ability to take objectives on
bottom
pparni.
tower is being
Like, we saw the
subjected to
difference in carry
extreme
play
violence.
this game. He's Midasing. Well, this is why I thought he could go Midas with one lifestealer, by the way, just to
Radiant's
match
structures
the Weaver.
are
I
fortified.
do like what he's done
Dire's
instead, though.
appears to be some sort of attack like
But
no
it does mean,
business.
yeah, like
Very
you have a mid
nice.
tower that's still up
Dire's
for Nemiga
structures,
because the
Radiant's
Weaver's not
bottom
getting
tower
involved
has
in these
fallen.
early skirmishes,
Seems
early pushes.
Dire's
He's
top
not
tower is
joining
under
to
attack.
poke like the way a TA might, for
Must I
example.
repeat myself?
I don't know how viable that is on Weaver, just because usually when teams pick him, it is for intended
Dire's
to
top
be
tower
active early.
has fallen. I couldn't
Another
predict
attempt
this.
on mid. This time, Sarge the stuns hit, but Heaven's in behind with a fear, and turning around, Depressed Kid will be able to kill off Hellscream. Another failed one on its Ember Spirit. Batrider and Timber not going to land their spells perfectly, and that allows the Willow to TP home. It really does feel like,
Radiant's
yeah,
bottom
but
tower is
pparni
being
are kind of
subjected to
aiming
extreme
to
violence.
weather this first
Dire's top
20
tower
minutes,
is under
get
attack.
past the storm,
Must I repeat
and
myself?
really scale back up with, you know, Ember and
Middle
Weaver
tower is under
as your two
attack.
big carries.
I have no reason to
Like
lie
they're not
about
wanting
such
to match
things.
the aggression of an Amiga early on. They're paying for it so far. Depressed Kid. It's still a very difficult kill to get though. Like, he's got remnants. This is one of the difficulties. Both Weaver and Ember, very, very elusive heroes against no lockdown.
They just have to run at them and try and force them to not be doing what they want, right? Like Ember, we can't really kill him properly, but at least we'll just force him to remnant back and have to TP home, and we won't let him sit on this wave and farm. And it is showing on the net worth chart. He's, you know, it's staying around the middle. Just because he's basically being forced to kind of take on all
Radiant's bottom tower is
work
under
this
attack.
game. Weaver's not getting involved, so
Has
it's all
that
on Ember,
ever
and
been
he's
cause for celebration?
stepping up, to be fair. I think he's made a lot of space.
Look,
I'm just hoping that
Radiant's
they...
bottom tower has fallen.
I'm hoping it pays off soon, because you're losing tier 2 towers now. Now you're going to lose control of your outpost. The map is getting smaller by the minute. When are you bringing in this Weaver? What is he aiming for? He's not going for a VTB. It's not that timing that we're looking at.
He's aiming for like 30 minutes in and then I'm ready. Yeah, you're right, the map is getting smaller and darker for Carry Pparni. I've got a bit, triple wards up top in that northern side of the map, so they see the entire jungle and the lane up there. But they're also being scouted in their triangle, down bottom as well. Dire with these very aggressive forward wards being placed. I'm getting ready for Roshan as well. I was like, it's only 18 minutes in. Yeah, you're saying tier 2s are dying. I'm like, yeah. But
Yeah.
17 minutes in, that's no messing around by Nemiga.
Can't be doing that, and it's just gonna get worse right now. If they don't kind of take the initiative and start a fight soon, then Nemiga are just gonna take Roche. Because they've already taken the mid tower, they've already taken the top tower. They have what's there as well. Like they see everything. Like this wood has been sitting in the triangle the whole time.
That was a little close. Gotcha. Advantage with the jump. And Depressed Kid, as always, very quick on the buttons. He's only got 1 death on his Ember Spirit, which is honestly impressive. The amount of times he's being run at.
Yeah. Oh, there we go for a kill now. We have the infest.
Straight up there towards Weaver. Oh, little time lapse back. Hellscream invis. He knows where the Weaver is, but doesn't have the backup near enough by. I'll jump into Roche. Batrider lets the Lifestealer out. Journey's ended.
This is just part of the course. They control top side of map. They force Weaver back. The rest of pparni show on the outpost to take it back. Like all these little things that Nemigna have done and forced on the map is just paying off really quickly, pushing that tier 2 tower in. And now they get information because of that. They're just playing really nicely, and I think it's just this Weaver is 0-0-0. Come on, man.
Yeah, and things might get difficult for him. It's early in the morning, so I apologize if you've already mentioned this, but Enchantress has a shiny new item.
Creature did
I have not mentioned it. What has she got? Nice orchid. Very good. We're scaling on our supports as well.
Another way to catch the Weaver. I mean, yes, it's a position 5 Enchantress with a 20-minute orchid ready to go.
I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? It's no one is threatening supports. Usually when you pick a Weaver, yeah, you're playing early with him, but more importantly, he's your backline. He's the one that's getting like when you take a team fight.
Tower is under attack.
Your core's up in front, but this Weaver is on the back. Your supports are dying. Like they're meant to be feeling threatened in this game. They're meant to be scared. Like, oh, if I go to this area where Weaver is, I might die. And it's just like, no, look, he's gonna kill him.
Wait, if Eng, no way, Eng can't solo kill, right? It wasn't close, but it also wasn't that far away either.
Like one Spirit TP away from brutal death.
Yeah. Ah, that's madness. Oh, Depressed Kid. Okay, grabs the regen. There's an infested Batrider nearby. They do smoke up on pparni. So maybe now this is the time.
We're smoking, but where's our... Okay, so Weaver needs to kind of connect the mid if they're going to take this fight.
And they do launch out the Lifestealer, blow up Immersion, and it allows the Batrider to get the lasso on the Willow. A couple of hits, but the Shadowron comes. Mallory says absolutely not. My spill damage will clear through unit. The Depressed Kid potentially as well. Wallsed up as passes BKB. Unleash the trample in onto the Lifestealer and pulverize him down. Aim just claimed up. And now Mallory might be the one in a little bit of danger. Hellscream will get back to high ground, but not before the Depressed Kid finishes him off. Oh, so bad with the Orchid. Slow down the Ember Spirit, and Lifestealer opens up again. Diving tier 3, thinking about going for Pasha, but does want to just chill and go back to the tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower
It has officially taken 20 minutes, but we have our first assist on Weaver.
Oh, yes.
I would like to point out
Back to
that
Pparni we go.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Hit the creeps. He'll have Manta though, which does give him protection versus the Orchid. I would hope at this point he will be willing to fight. Like that smoke up that they did on pparni just wasn't gonna work. They didn't have their carry with them. They weren't playing towards wards. Like they walked up that high ground and died on undying. Like that probably shouldn't have played out that way. They probably needed to approach from the left side stairs and get that ward on that cliff and then do their initiation like that. Who is their initiation even? Like this, we need a blink on Primal Beast. He had to go for this BKB. They haven't had as much space as they'd like just due to the fact that they're not fighting and not fighting to claim space. So everyone feels a little underfarmed. There's no natural like jump outside of Ember Spirit, but he's having a rough one. Like, because Nemigna are just buying ways to deal with him. They're buying an Orchid on Edge. They're buying a Blink Rush on Batrider to have that lasso threat. You have an Earth Spirit just with a natural silence that just always puts your life at risk pre-BKB.
Yeah, they've already got the Basher on Lifestealer as well. So even now the BKB comes in for Depressed Kid, they already have somewhat of an answer to it.
Yeah.
Difficult times ahead, but they will attempt another smoke, this time with the Weaver. Without Pasha in the smoke, he's going to be the one that will try and lead the charge. Nemigna kind of ready for this. They've stayed up on that high ground, so bad we'll scout it out. Broken off the names of attendants, but the best kid with his BKB and a trample from Pasha. Pasha straight in through the backside of So Bad, and this sleight of fist nearly killing off the Earth Spirit in the back to press kid and pparni. They've sensed that as a bit of weakness from nemigna here now. They do lose their Undying, and an impetus shot flies all the way across the screen back towards the Ember as the onslaught will give a bit of a distance for Pasha to recover and remove himself from the grasps of the Timbersaw. The first kid still with a remnant does pop his one just so he could have moved back, while Coma and Heaven fighting with his Weaver Lifestealer. Pasha caught up with a curved crown. The press kid back in. Infest will save the bat, and Ember Spirit jumps away. A pretty close fought battle there. Like, who did we lose in the end? There was a buyback from Ench.
Yeah, Ench had the gem as well, which they gave up to Weaver. I think nabbed it. It was the Ench, because he went this Orchid. The offensively, it's nice, especially when you're in a position of strength. But when you get gone on like that with the smoke from pparni, which was a great smoke by the way, Ench was not tanky enough to tank it. She just died instantly. So like a little go from Ember plus the onslaught.
Okay, it looks like they're in a good spot as Pasha is going to find the opening onto this Lifestealer and does an awful lot of damage. That's the kill. Lifestealer all alone down bottom.
Okay.
That's a big streak to take as well. That's 1,000 gold. That's a 1,500 gold swing almost.
That's huge. Weaver paying off. Online, we won.
25 minutes in, we're ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last fight. It's working.
I know, imagine if Lifestealer had a Midas, he would have finished that AC.
Oh, yes. But honestly, that last fight, it felt like they were in a great position, and then 3 or 4 of them went low ground down the staircase, and if they'd just been standing there, they would have had a much better chance, like Timbersaw breaking the smoke. Nolan does get run out even by his own base, but he chains up towards his tier 3s. The press kid, not even going to bother pressing his BKB, knows that it's time to bail, and Heaven left all alone. The Dark Willow stranded. The rolls keep coming though. Stars and the kick. Now the BKB with the lasso controls him. No remnant out just yet, so the press kid getting bashed up and controlled will die. The physical damage overwhelming him.
That was a really big shame. Primal Beast, when he onslaughted in, he accidentally knocked Malrine onto the low ground, or high ground, so he couldn't hold him, couldn't keep stunning him.
Oh,
that was really unfortunate. What can you do?
Can't do anything. And we're back to going high ground here, nemigna.
Is under attack.
Yeah, up to tier 3s. No Ember for 20 seconds. Where's our Weaver?
A good opening.
Radiant's
I don't think they can.
structures are not
I don't
only
think they should
fortified,
fight this. They can do it on Ember's
positively
respawn. Or
glowing.
actually, now they have Glyph. Maybe they should back and play for Roche, or no? They don't care. They do. All right. Good back, guys. I don't want to see them throw again. It's clear that this Weaver is doing quite a fair amount of damage now, and they do need to finish this Assault Cuirass on Lifestealer just so he has that more armor. All right, he has it now. They're kind of set now though. With that AC finish, they still have the Blink BKB bat playoff. But if they can set up a ward and play around it, that's pretty good for them.
It's a DD Lifestealer. Nice to see he's going Satanic as well, so he'll have a nice little way to get rid of that Orchid.
For sure, yeah. It's going to be important. That's like the one way he just dies, especially if he wants to play on the side lane while his team is away from him. I really like that pparni have just taken a lot of the handle of the game with these smokes in the last like 3-4 minutes. Especially like getting a pick off and then re-smoking and going for more. Like they just need to take as much advantage as they can of any weakness that nemigna has, because they went from fully controlling this game to now it's actually kind of even. They're just gonna smoke again.
Yeah, it feels like whoever gets that first glimpse of vision, if Immersion can get a high ground tombstone, that's going to be a big problem for nemigna as well. We're going to walk straight into them. Glimmer Immersion straight up towards high ground, but he's silenced and killed before he can cast a single spell. Now Pasha blown up as well. Oh, Ember Spirit lassoed back into the waiting arms of Lifestealer, who picks up a double kill.
Oh dear. That was terrible. That was
Oh, look how quickly Roche respawns as well.
What can you do? They'll probably get it then on the me. I mean, they will respawn in time. I don't know if they have any smokes left though. They've used so many in recent times. Doesn't look like there's any on the supports. I don't know when they come back in stock. the biggest problem with that fight was just the fact that Nemiga had two wards down.
Yeah.
They had 2 wards down. They, not only did they have a ward on their cliff that they were all playing around as a team, but they had one near the outpost too, which meant that when the smoke broke, they had full vision of everyone.
Under attack.
And meanwhile, pparni just don't have that. So easy jump from Nemiga. You're like Pasha's the only one with like the blink to jump in and start the fight, and he got rolled on instantly just because of those wards. Like that basically instantly ended the fight for pparni because it meant they could never jump anyone that they needed to jump.
It's like you were saying yesterday, the kind of team spirit strat, right? Place a high ground ward, play under that vision, and wait for your opponents to come to you. So very good read of that smoke coming in. But they orchid up this Timbersaw. Tanky boy gonna use himself, trying to get away from danger. Hell screaming doing the same thing, rolling to high ground. And now the Tombstone being brought down by Bat. They've cleared out a lot of the team fight potential from pparni, but they do fight back. Both supports brought down. Dark Willow trying to terrorize this Malrine Timbersaw with the infested Lifestealer inside him. Now ditching, bailing away.
Oh.
Shan, it might belong to pparni now. There's no edge for a minute.
They're thinking about contesting. Can they contest? Maybe.
But Timber has no stacks though, does he? That's always a problem.
That's true, but there's no tombstone. And there's no BKBs.
Rider, no, you can't be doing that. Stop, no BKB. Gem's gonna be dropped. Claimed back by pparni. Malrine still considering going back in. Roshan, 3,000 health remains. Depressed Jet and Coma sitting in the pit while Pasha, he's ended up on the high ground. This gets Lifestealer straight up the target that he loves to munch on, but that's allowed pparni to claim the Aegis. He's giving it to Coma. Falling back to their own ancient camp. Immersion, 2 hits. An orchid on this Lifestealer. Always silenced up. Can't get off the rage. The bashes, the turnaround play. It was potential there for a comeback, but Lifestealer down and Malrine. What's he going to escape from this? This is controlled so beautifully. The roll back in though. The damage back into Coma claims the Aegis. First life moved so very fast by Nemiga. So much back and forth in these fights. If someone gives their life for the Aegis, then we go back into battle inside the pit.
I'm gonna think that Nemiga's okay with that, given that they had 2 heroes dead. They lost their carry, sure, but you traded it for Aegis, which puts the game back in the even playing state. You're not on the run now, thinking, okay, like, well, we can't fight into this Aegis, guys, let's relax. So on and so on. Like, they can now make plays, it's all good. The Weaver was the one that got the shot as well. This is new. I think the patch changed it. It used to be like I think the bugs like showed invis and stuff. Yeah. Now it puts a mark on enemies. Let's see. Last 6 seconds. And when you proc your Geminate, enemies with a mark within 1,200 range also get attacked. So yeah, if you get that mark on everyone, or a lot of people at least, you're going to be dealing insane levels of damage.
Yeah, another Medusa coming in. Doesn't have the
literally.
specialist array though, unfortunately. Wait, there is one in the stash.
Do you think it synergizes with the level 25 talent if you get an extra Geminate attack? Like you hit 3 times?
Huh. I guess so.
The shot only mentions the secondary attack, so I don't know. That needs to be tested.
That's a good question. Yeah, I've not thought about that one.
That's new. We'll see it eventually, maybe this game.
Maybe, eventually. Probably.
Maybe.
Potentially.
One might hope.
It's a possibility. But yeah, you're right. It's like a small loss now from Nemiga for a greater victory later, making sure that their opponents aren't able to really take control of the entire map. pparni are trying to do that up top, with amassing their forces. We need to really start dewarding this top jungle, though. These observers have given so much team fight potential for Nemiga.
Now that the Roche is gone and it's not a thing to play for, you do just see Nemiga like swing bot and just push that in, because they can't take that. You're not worrying about anything. They're no smoking back to top. Ember left the remnant, right? This could be a terrible fight.
They're still going to try it with that lasso jump on Pasha. Find the Primal Beast, but who's next? Aim for Immersion, the Glimmer TP. Is that enough? No, not against the Lifestealer and the Chakra.
Nice.
They'll find the Tombstone as well. And they had that high ground sentry to give the vision they needed.
Really nice. Nice smoke to top. your Ember went back. They just find Pasha, the one initiator, the one guy with the blink, and get him killed. It's really nice. They did get the gem though. Only unfortunate part.
Ember's still holding on to that. And his good Lincoln's done now as well, so making things much easier for him with BKB Lincoln's. Nothing can stop him apart from this Basher on Lifestealer. So as long as he can keep his distance, should be fine. Weaver with a completed Skadi, heading back into that Gleipnir as well. Just holding in their base, actually deciding to 5-man smoke. Oh, but look at this positioning from Nemiga. They've got high ground vision. They're already under this ward. Boban has the gem, Dragonlance, Orchid on his Enchantress.
As long as they stay on this ward, they're fine. The smoke should not do anything. Like the wards from pparni are all top. So if we look at their vision, then they're looking at the map, they're looking at the mini map, and they're thinking, okay, they're not showing on our wards. They're probably in our jungle. How do we approach a fight like that? Like the way they'd have to do it would be walking up to this cliff and warding it, and then just jumping. Like, because you're probably gonna like break the smoke or like see someone off the back of that vision, and you just have to fight. And it's so risky and so hard because you only get like the split second to analyze where everyone is and then get the right target. Meanwhile, Nemiga, it's much easier for them. They're already on their ward. They already see everything. Someone will break the smoke, and then Bat will just have his like, choice of